Did you know a British king once gave up the entire throne, all for love? It sounds like something out of a fairy tale or a dramatic movie, but it actually happened, and it sent shockwaves through the world. Yeah, you heard that right? King Edward VIII, the only monarch in modern history to step down willingly, changed the course of history in 1936. His decision wasn't just a personal one, it altered the very fabric of the British monarchy and left a legacy that's still talked about today. Picture this: Edward, charming, popular, adored by the public. He was the kind of king people felt connected to, someone who brought a sense of modernity and excitement to the royal family. The crowds loved him, and he seemed destined for a long, celebrated reign. But there was a catch. He was in love with Wallis Simpson, an American socialite who'd been divorced twice. Wallis was sophisticated, witty, and unlike anyone the royal family had ever seen before. Their relationship was passionate, but it was also controversial from the very start. For a king back then? Major scandal. The idea of a British monarch marrying a twice-divorced American woman was unthinkable. The press and public were both fascinated and horrified, and rumors swirled in every corner of society. See, being king wasn't just about wearing a crown. There were rules, strict ones. The monarchy was bound by centuries of tradition, and every action was scrutinized. The king was expected to set an example, to be above reproach, and to uphold the values of the nation. The Church of England, the government, none of them wanted their king marrying a divorced woman. The Church, in particular, saw it as a direct challenge to its teachings, and the government feared it would undermine the monarchy's moral authority. But Edward? He didn't care. He wanted Wallis, no matter the cost. He was determined to be with the woman he loved, even if it meant defying the most powerful institutions in the country. For months, the British press kept quiet, even though American newspapers were buzzing about the affair. Across the Atlantic, headlines screamed about the king's romance, but in Britain, there was a wall of silence, as editors tried to protect the monarchy from scandal. But when the news finally broke in the UK, all hell broke loose. The public was stunned, and the story dominated every conversation, from the halls of Parliament to the pubs on every street corner. The government gave Edward an ultimatum: choose Wallis or the throne. There was no middle ground, no compromise. The pressure was immense, and the stakes couldn't have been higher. Simple, right? But imagine the pressure. Family, duty, an entire country watching. The weight of history was on his shoulders, and every decision would echo for generations. Edward chose love. He decided that his happiness with Wallis was worth more than the crown, the palaces, and the power. On December 10, 1936, he signed the Abdication Papers. He told the world, "I have found it impossible to carry the heavy burden of responsibility and to discharge my duties as king as I would wish to do without the help and support of the woman I love." His words were broadcast across the globe, and people everywhere listened in disbelief. Within 24 hours, his brother became King George VI. Edward left Britain, married Wallis in France, and spent the rest of his life mostly in exile. Their wedding was small, attended by only a handful of friends, but it was the start of a new chapter, one far away from royal duties and the British public eye. They never returned as royals, but their story changed the monarchy forever. Their life together was quieter, sometimes lonely, but always united by the love that had cost them everything. Edward's decision shook the world. Some called it romantic, others called it reckless. The debate still rages on. Was it a grand gesture of love, or a selfish act that put personal happiness above duty? But one thing's for sure, he proved that even kings can be ruled by the heart. His story is a reminder that sometimes the most powerful people face the hardest choices, and that love can change the course of history. If you love wild stories from history, hit that subscribe button and join me for more. There are so many more unbelievable tales waiting to be told, and you won't want to miss a single one.